How y'all doing tonight? I have a very special guest tonight who I am interviewing for. It's been a few times that I've interviewed this guy. I enjoy this guy. I enjoy this guy right now because healing season is on, y'all. My friend, your friend, Mr. Christopher Strickland,
Hi.
or Chris. Hey,
What's
hey,
up?
Chris. How's you feeling? How's you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Darryl?
I'm good. I'm fantastic. I too am going through a healing journey, and this is what the topic of our conversation tonight is: the healing journey, the fun, the hurts, the help, and extra help for those who do what we do, who get on the internet and talk about metaphysical, astrological, and all sorts of healing, archangels, and all the things we have to watch out for here. All these things in this world of internet and YouTube and all these other video platforms that we do deliver this good stuff on. It's good to see you. It's good to see. It is good to see you because you look good. You look good.
Hey,
Um,
you look good
I
too.
yeah, we took some time. We took some time with each other because we had some disagreements, but
Oh,
I
I
know
took
always knew
time
we were
off
gonna
from
come.
everybody. I took time off from everybody.
You
It
needed
wasn't
it.
just you.
You stressed
Yeah.
out.
Stress,
You still look good though.
stressed
You got the
out.
the skin regime. You keep up with it. It's so good to catch up with you. It's been so good talking to you these past couple of days. You are a new man. You are way different than even the last time we talked. You are way different from when definitely way different from when we first met. And I'm super proud of your growth. I'm super proud of where you're going. I'm super proud of all the advice you have for our listeners out there, for our watchers out there, for our lurkers out there. You know, the lurkers out there, the stalkers. While all up at my door, what? I'm just playing. I don't own that
Okay.
music. Mariah, don't come after me, baby.
We might have to cut that out. Swap,
Okay, Chris, what
swap.
have you been up to and working on lately? Any new upcoming projects you're excited about?
Excited about as in, okay, so when you say excited about, when I look back at my whole thing in the astrology community, since I've been in it, I wouldn't speak of it in those terms. The past few years, I've just kind of went into hermit mode and like just studied everything. I've gotten into all sorts of things that isn't all astrology, um, which majority of me doing the music, the tarot, everything that I have done, a lot of what I've been working on since the pandemic started hasn't had a lot to do with astrology. I did continue some more music, which is obviously astrologically themed, the zodiologies. But I've been getting more into protection magic, safe protection magic, not dark magic or anything to be get all crazy about.
The cool
Just
stuff.
getting a lot more serious about my craft, working, getting to know. I have never known the archangels as much as I did until the pandemic passed, and then it was just like a personal relationship with the majority of them. I was meeting archangels. Nobody. I don't even think it wouldn't surprise me if anybody on this planet never even heard of them. And I don't condone drug use at all whatsoever. But I did go into altered states on some substances, like the mushies, the DMTs, and you know, uh, and I am not condoning that. By the way, do not do that. If
I
you're
appreciate your
not ready
realness.
for
Yeah,
it,
like
if you're not ready for it, it
mhm.
will scare the shit out of you. It is not for the faint of heart. But I did meet a lot of archangels that I never knew existed, and they were mighty. And these are archangels, I believe, that, and this happened back in 2020 when I met these guys, and there's about 15 new ones. And I got their names. I channeled and wrote them down as I was going through it and meeting them. But then my apartment burned down, and I lost everything. Um, so I know there's so much more out there that I mean, all of us practitioners in the metaphysical community that teach about, the angel intuitives, the astrologers, the psychics. I don't care what you are. Well, specifically about the angels, there's so much we don't know, but it's for a reason. And it's not that these things are evil in any way. They're just not human. They've never been human. They they're just different. They're alien. And I remember one I met. I was having a D&T trip back in 2020. First time I ever did it. I will. Yeah, I might have did it. Might have did it.
I mean, you
Anyways,
might like you're experimenting
for me,
for
not for
you.
everybody.
For no,
Not for
it's not for
everybody.
everybody. It is
I
not
would
everybody's
not
path.
recommend it to anybody. I could see somebody else in that situation just like balling up in a corner. Like that's how intense it can get. But I'm a
I mean,
trooper.
you
I'm a
have an
strong
intense
person.
life.
Yeah, like, and the way that that experience went was I was moving through rooms, and it was weird because it was this building that was in space. There was no roof. There's just walls and a floor, and there was a different archangel in each room. And these are new archangels. It's like archangels we don't ever hear about. No one's ever heard about. And I did get their names, which of course burned in the fire. But I wanted to tell you about one of them I met. And this guy, and he reminded me of like a 3-year-old archangel. He was very heavy set, and he wasn't even in the room. I could see him out in the space. He was bigger than our solar system. I shit you not. And he looks at
Oh my
me
God, you said that.
and he gets so excited and he's like, ah, like to see me for some reason. And he starts running towards me. And my first thought is he is going to smush me to smithereens. And I was like, okay, cool. All right. I'm going to go to the next room now. Like just that type of shit. It was very, very, very intense. So don't do that type of stuff. I mean, I know people want answers about, there's so many archangels out there, y'all. There's probably thousands, if not more. Uh, but we always pay attention to, you know, I about 18 of them I want to say we work with here. 12 of them work very closely with humans. But I believe there's 18 that really get interfered. I'm probably wrong about that. There's probably more. And there's also their counterparts, which I don't even like talking about because it gives them energy.
Then let's not.
Um, yeah, and those are just
We're
the
talking about healing.
archons, and that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's keep it brief.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's exciting work you're talking about here. It is exciting work about, but that you are the work of art you become. I'm really like the reason I was inspired to do this interview is because we were talking and you made me cry. You made me legitimate like burst into tears at your growth. And it's beautiful. It's that you become a beautiful
thank you.
person. You really like inside and out, you really come through and you're still working, you're still building. And I am so amazed by your growth because it's a whole new Chris. It's a whole new Chris and I'm enjoying it.
Well, I just
Um
had to get rid of the ego. I feel like I was always that beautiful thing I've always been. I just think the ego kind of took over for a really long time due to a lot of stress and trauma by letting other people get to me. And no, I mean no hard feelings towards anybody because I mean it's all growth, you know. We don't get into fights just to get into fights. We get into fights to learn lessons from those fights. And maybe later on down the road, we can both realize, like say me and another person, like that's what happened. Let's not do that again, type of deal. It's all about the
Yeah,
growth.
like let's not. Yeah, let's make a boundary here where we're not doing that same hijinks. We're not playing that same tit for tat game again. And I really
Right.
appreciate about you because that was a big deal. Like back in the past, with us and a lot of people was playing the tit for tat game, and you don't play that game anymore. You're not about that, and I love that about New Chris is that you're not about the petty shit anymore. You're not about You're
Well,
not
here's the
about
thing:
the
when you want to get into any type of fame, I don't care if it's a spiritual community or a movie star or a musician. I don't care what it is. When you first get into fame, 9 times out of 10, and this doesn't apply to everybody or all artists or practitioners or whatever, but in most
Mm.
cases, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to come in cocky and then get shit on and talk shit about and then humble yourself. People want to see you grow and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, we love you now. It's like, couldn't just love me before, but I get like how it works. So it's okay.
like
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
you've done your time. You paid your dues
I was in
in this whole
detention
game.
along. I was in detention long enough. I feel like I'm ready to come out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've been involved in a lot of this stuff in life, and this past year has been really important. There's been like you were telling me how it was really important to your healing, and I want to ask Chris, how was the past year been for you, and how have your tool set helped you through, and what new tools are you working with, in your healing?
Well, I love crystals. Always have.
Mm,
Uh, essential oils. I kind of like, because I was like a huge, crazy oil hoarder, which they're probably half of them are probably expired now. I'm kind of like laying low on that. But crystals, like I love crystals. Always will be a
you're
big,
an Earth rising like me, so yeah, I like
yeah,
crystals
that big
too. Like,
Virgo obsession for me. Like I love rocks and crystals, and I
yeah,
just
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like that they hold energy that not even a human could probably possess, like because they've been around for so long. You know what I'm saying? Other tools, protection magic. I love Damon Brand. He's from the Gallery of Magic, and that's magic with Magick.
Yeah,
And
actual magic.
yeah, he has books on Amazon, and there's short books, and it's about working. Not all this new age lovey dovey, like, oh, you can do magic and it won't hurt you. Like he doesn't sugarcoat it, but he at the same time he's like, but I'm still gonna walk you through this, and I'm gonna let you work with these intense entities, and I'm gonna tell you how to do it in the safest way possible to where, I mean, if you're coming into it with these intentions that aren't so great for you or anyone else, they're not going to fuck with that. So, as long as you have good intentions, you have a good heart, or you're just in a bad spot, even if you are acting out and acting crazy and you don't want that and you want answers and you want help, they're still very like I worked with the jinn for a good year. I don't know if you know anything about jinn, but a lot of religious and Christians and people like that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they deem the
There's a lot of
jinn
word.
as
There's a lot of words about the gin.
genies, demons, just like the
Yeah,
fae,
yeah.
the sprites, the gnomes, all that whole category. Anything a religious person doesn't understand as a demon, and that pisses me off. So I came to that realization. I was like, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna try it out. If I get ran over, what do I have to lose at this point? Because after the pandemic happened, and I'm not going to go too much into detail about everything that happened there. But who did I have left? Who do I have left? Nobody. I had the archangels. I felt this is going to sound crazy. I feel like Michael pushed me off a motorcycle on the interstate. These are how intense these entities are. They don't understand human affairs. So he wanted me to go back home to my mother, and I was like, hell no, no, no. My mother's gonna,
Oh
mom,
no.
oh no, like no. I was like, sure. I stood up to Michael, and I was like, no, absolutely not. And given a little background about my relationship with Michael over the years before that, before 2020, was I was always just kind of standoffish towards him because he was a little too aggressive in my eyes. I didn't like. I saw him as not very empathetic,
He's
and
not.
I
It's
well, actually, well, let
not.
me finish.
It's not.
Let
It's
me
not.
finish. Let me finish. Uh, and that's always the energy I got from him. And he actually told me to go back home to my mom. I'm like, no. I mean, why would you say that? But obviously, I should have listened. He's a freaking archangel. He can see way more of a spectrum of time than I can. I should have listened, but I was like, no, I'm terrified to go back to my mother's because I felt like at the time like the whole reason why all this shit is happening in my life really stemmed from her and just did a domino effect in my life and on other people. So I was like, no, I'm not. A week later, I'm on the motorcycle driving to Montgomery, and I got knocked off the motorcycle. And within the next few weeks, it occurred to me, Archangel Michael pushed me off that motorcycle because I had to go back home to my mother after that because I couldn't walk. And
Hmm.
my roommate had no means of watching me and taking care of me while my leg was healed. I had like a hole, this size hole in my leg over here.
Oh
I,
no.
I had to have 3 surgeries. I had to have somebody watch me. So I had to go back home to my mother. So he made that happen. But you have to understand, archangels will do things like that to get you to a better place. So that's why I tell people, do not work with them if you're not ready for some serious change. Like if you're gonna get mad about it and pissy about it and like, oh, how dare you do that to me? Don't even work with them because they only want the best for you.